Welcome to Present History, where we explore mysteries, hidden or lost knowledge looking for answers. We ask you to always keep an open mind. Let's get started. The Anunnaki and their arrival on Earth. Long before humans charted their first course across the seas or gazed at the stars in wonder, a story unfolded among the celestial bodies. This story begins in the distant reaches of the galaxy, on a planet named Nibiru, a world that orbited its star in a vast and elliptical cycle, taking thousands of Earth years to complete a single revolution. The inhabitants of this planet were the Anunnaki, a race of advanced beings who had long mastered the sciences, arts, and technologies of their universe. However, their prosperity came with a price. The atmosphere of Nibiru was slowly degrading, threatening the survival of their civilization. The rulers of Nibiru convened a great council to address the crisis. Among them was Anu, the wise king, and his two sons, Enki, a brilliant scientist, and Enlil, a shrewd military strategist. Their options were limited. Despite their technological prowess, they lacked a solution that could fully restore their atmosphere. One proposal gained traction. They needed to infuse their atmosphere with fine particles of gold, which could reflect and retain the star's heat, creating a protective barrier. However, gold was a rare commodity on Nibiru. Through their astronomical surveys, the Anunnaki discovered a small, vibrant planet, teeming with resources. This planet, called Ki by the Anunnaki and later Earth by its inhabitants, held an abundance of gold deep within its crust. After much deliberation, the council approved a mission to travel to Ki and extract the precious metal. The arrival on Earth. The Anunnaki descended upon Earth in gleaming spacecraft, landing near a region rich in resources, the area now known as Mesopotamia. Their arrival was not a mere visitation, but the beginning of a complex operation. The leader of this mission was Enki, who was chosen for his ingenuity and knowledge of engineering and biology. Enki and his team established their first settlement, Eridu, which became the heart of their operations. Using advanced technology, they began mining gold, but the work proved grueling even for their sophisticated machines. The Igigi. The Igigi were considered the lower-ranking gods or servants of the Anunnaki. They were believed to have been sent to Earth to carry out laborious tasks, such as mining gold, which the Anunnaki needed as being related to the survival of their own planet. Enki's brother, Enlil, who arrived later to oversee the operation, grew frustrated with the slow progress and demanded greater efficiency. The Igigi grew weary of their hard labor and rebelled against the Anunnaki. This rebellion is said to have been a pivotal event that led to the Anunnaki creating humanity to serve as a new labor force, thus relieving the Igigi of their burdens. In the Atrahasis epic, a Babylonian text, this rebellion is described as the gods becoming exhausted from their work. To resolve the crisis, the god Enki and the mother goddess Ninhursag, or Nintu, created humans by mixing divine essence with the blood of a sacrificed god and clay. The creation of humanity. Faced with mounting pressure, Enki devised a radical plan. While exploring Earth's ecosystems, he had marveled at the adaptability of its primitive inhabitants, early hominids. Enki proposed to use genetic manipulation to create a hybrid species, a labor force capable of following instructions and enduring the harsh mining conditions. Enlil initially opposed the idea, fearing it would breach their ethical codes, but Anu, still on Nibiru, granted permission in the interest of their survival. In their laboratories, Enki and his half-sister, the geneticist Ninhursag, combined the DNA of the Anunnaki with that of the hominids. Their experiments led to the creation of the first humans, beings who were intelligent enough to communicate and perform tasks, yet were considered lesser in the eyes of their creators. They called this new species Adamu, meaning first man. The Anunnaki directed the Adamu to work in the gold mines, particularly in regions such as Africa, which later legends would associate with the origins of humanity. Over time, the humans grew in number and capability, learning agriculture, construction, and governance under the guidance of the Anunnaki. However, disagreements arose among the Anunnaki. Enlil grew increasingly distrustful of humans, seeing them as a potential threat due to their rapid learning and growing independence. Enki, on the other hand, took a liking to the humans, even teaching them advanced knowledge in secret. This division between the brothers sowed seeds of conflict that would shape the destiny of both the Anunnaki and their creations. Anunnaki politics and the rise of civilization. The politics of the Anunnaki on Earth were as complex as their celestial mission. While Enki advocated for the empowerment of humanity, Enlil sought to keep them subjugated. Their disputes often drew in their sister Inanna, the goddess of love and war, and other Anunnaki lords, each with their own agendas. The Anunnaki divided Earth among themselves, each ruling as gods over human cities. Enlil presided over Nippur, the command center. Inanna ruled Uruk, fostering art and culture. And Enki governed the southern regions, nurturing science and invention. These cities became the cradle of human civilization, with the Anunnaki teaching humanity to write, build, and worship. Humanity's reverence for the Anunnaki grew, and temples were erected in their honor. But this devotion came with its own challenges. Over time, humans multiplied rapidly, and their cries for guidance and resources grew louder, overwhelming Enlil. His frustration culminated in a decree. A great flood would cleanse the earth of the noisy, chaotic humans. Enki, unable to bear the destruction of his creations, defied his brother's orders. He secretly warned a loyal human, Ziusudra, later known as Noah, to build an ark and preserve life. When the deluge came, it wiped out much of the population, but Ziusudra's ark ensured the survival of humanity and many animals. The flood marked a turning point. The Anunnaki, weary from centuries of toil and internal strife, realized their mission was nearing completion. The gold reserves they had amassed were sufficient, and Nibiru's atmospheric crisis had been averted. With their planet restored, the Anunnaki began to withdraw from Earth, one by one. Before leaving, Enki imparted his final teachings to humanity, embedding knowledge and culture that would guide civilizations for millennia. The Anunnaki departed in their celestial ships, vowing to monitor Earth from afar. Some believed they would return when humanity faced its darkest hour, while others claimed they had vanished into the stars, their destiny intertwined with the cosmos. Legacy of the Anunnaki. The departure of the Anunnaki left a profound impact on Earth. Their cities became the heart of ancient civilizations, their stories immortalized in mythologies and sacred texts. Humanity, though left to its own devices, thrived with the gifts of knowledge and innovation. Even now, whispers of the Anunnaki linger. Some believe they remain hidden, guiding humanity's progress from the shadows. Others claim they await the perfect moment to return, bringing with them the promise of enlightenment or reckoning. Thus, the tale of the Anunnaki endures, a celestial saga of ambition, conflict, and the birth of humanity, etched into the annals of time and the fabric of human imagination. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe.